One story, one fire, one friend. Present. Death's quotes.
I saw the world from the star's point of view, and it looked unbearably lonely. If they killed him tonight, at least he would die alive. No matter how we choose to live, we both die at the end. The absence of the will to live is, alas, not sufficient to make one want to die. Perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. It is love, not reason, that is stronger than death. Most men fear getting laughed at or humiliated by a romantic prospect, while most women fear rape and death. The fact that life has no meaning is a reason to live, moreover the only one. One to be a murderer, one to be a martyr, one to be a monarch, one to go mad. Yes, it's a well-known fact about you. You're like death, you take everything. Despite the mayhem that followed, Bruno found that he was still holding Shmuel's hand in his own, and nothing in the world would have persuaded him to let go. Life is too short when you think of the length of death. We are born in one day, we die in one day. We can change in one day, and we can fall in love in one day. Anything can happen in just one day. You were born a child of light's wonderful secret. You return to the beauty you have always been. Our lives can't be measured by our final years, of this I'm sure. Owning a dog always ended with this sadness because dogs just don't live as long as people do. I know, too, that death is the only God who comes when you call. I wonder if that's how darkness wins, by convincing us to trap it inside ourselves instead of emptying it out. I don't want it to win. How could you go about choosing something that would hold the half of your heart you had to bury? The language of love letters is the same as suicide notes. End? No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path, one that we all must take. Regret is mostly caused by not having done anything. Every poem should remind the reader that they are going to die. I'm fed up to the ears with old men dreaming up wars for young men to die in. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. No matter what, I want to continue living with the awareness that I will die. Without that, I am not alive. That's part of what I like about the book in some ways. It portrays death truthfully. You die in the middle of your life, in the middle of a sentence. In a world where death is the hunter, my friend, there is no time for regrets or doubts. There is only time for decisions. I mean, they say you die twice. One time when you stop breathing, and a second time a bit later on when somebody says your name for the last time. For some reason, dying men always ask the question they know the answer to. Perhaps it's so they can die being right. I've got death inside me. It's just a question of whether or not I can outlive it. Last words are always harder to remember when no one knows that someone's about to die. Sadly enough, the most painful goodbyes are the ones that are left unsaid and never explained. We are the dead. Our only true life is in the future. We shall take part in it as handfuls of dust and splinters of bone. But how far away that future may be, there is no knowing. Time doesn't heal all wounds. We both know that's bullshit. It comes from people who have nothing comforting or original to say. I have been waiting for death all my life. I do not mean that I actively wish to die, just that I do not really want to be alive. Strange how death had a way of turning a table upside down in an instant. It swept away all the dust that covered treasures, blew the fog from one's view, knocked away facades. This is how most stories end in the hospital. Not with crash carts and sirens and electric shocks to the chest, but with an empty room, a crisp white bed, silence. It was inevitable, of course, but somehow it didn't seem right to Alex that they would never remember the sound of Carly's laughter, or know how deeply she'd once loved them. The dead could only speak through the mouths of those left behind, and through the signs they left scattered behind them.
I kindly request your support by subscribing to my channel and hitting the like button on my videos.